Hey YouTube, this is Rescue Spark Fan 62. It is Monday, April the 13th at about 6:30. In today's video, I'm here to talk about my overall thoughts on TNA Wrestling pulling some of its stars out of promotions. Now, if you guys saw JD from New York's video about this last week, he gave his overall thoughts about it. Now, I'm going to talk about this some, but I don't know the full details why, so keep this in mind. First one is superstar Nick Nemeth. Now, you may know him as Dolph Ziggler from WWE. He was supposed to have a show at Rev Pro Wrestling against MJF, Maxwell Jacob Freeman. Now, MJF has had a lot of words when it comes to booking of stars. And especially TNA. And some of the stuff, I agree with what he says. But then there's other things where I'm like, just shut up. And look, I get it, he is a heel. So he has to play that. Even when he's like, online and such, but we don't know the financial situation for TNA when it comes to paying talent and all of that, how that works. But the thing about it is having them do indie dates is a way for them to make extra money. Especially since with TNA, they only do, a couple of live shows a month, and then they'll tape the other two or so. So that is the one. The next one is Leon Slater. If you don't know who Leon Slater is, I highly suggest you look at him and see his matches. He is incredible. He's had multiple matches in NXT. He's had one on the main roster. If you guys have, I was going to say Netflix. Peacock. And go back and look at his match with Javon Evans during Saturday night's main event back in December. He is a great talent. He is from England, which is cool. And he can do a lot of these flips and stuff, similar to like Leon Slater and such. He was supposed to have a match versus Ricochet from AEW at the WrestleCon Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show. Now, first off, I don't know who Mark Hitchcock is or how he incorporates his name into WrestleCon. If you don't know what WrestleCon is, it is a large Comic-Con type thing where you can meet your favorite independent wrestlers. So if you look at something like WWE World, for example, it's similar to that. It's just not as big, and it's not as elaborate as WWE World is. But a lot of these first two, I feel like, have to do with because of TNA's relationship with WWE. We don't know the specifics when it comes to if WWE had a say. Like, hey, you need to pull these superstars out from these shows, even though it was approved and all of that ahead of time. So, this is the type of thing I am talking about. And it's one of those things where I feel bad for the talent involved because, they made plans to do these shows and everything. And TNA made their plans for them not to be there and all of that. The last person is Moose. If you don't know who Moose is, he was a former football player. And he was part of the system in TNA. He got removed from his show. It was an independent which is to believe it was Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. So if you don't know who that is or what that show is, it is a show run by former TNA head person, Scott D'Amore, who is believed to have somewhat of a working relationship with AEW, kind of. So it is one of those things where it's, it kind of goes into the rivalry part of that aspect, which is fine. But it sucks for everybody involved.